And welcome back, Chunk and Run listeners, to another Chunk and Run podcast. I'm your host, Zane Smith, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Zachary Smith. Zach, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Doing good? How was your day?
It was good. It was busy, teaching people how to swing a golf club.
Yeah, did you have a lot of juniors today, or?
I had a pretty good amount of juniors, pretty good amount of adults. We had a clinic today, so, saw a little bit of everything.
Was it an adult clinic or a kid clinic?
It was a kid clinic.
Kid clinic? Okay.
Kid
was it like
clinic.
part of junior league or something?
Yeah, something.
Something like that? Something akin
to junior league, yeah.
Yeah, aren't you doing that like you made up the whole branding for it, right? It's something like Team Prodigy and Team Icon or whatever.
Yeah, Team Prodigy.
What was the whole idea behind that?
So the whole idea behind Team Prodigy and Team Icon was I wanted to create something fun that goes into a little bit of golf history, kind of in a background sense. So you have Team Prodigy, which their logo is a tiger for Tiger Woods, and then you have Team Icon, who has a bear as their logo, and that's for Jack Nicklaus. So I wanted to do a little bit of fun with that, and the whole idea was, get kids involved with the game. Mostly middle schoolers and some elementary schoolers, but mostly middle schoolers, and get them playing and competing against each other in a way that's fun and interesting. So.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It sounds like a PGA Junior League, but without the PGA Junior League.
Without PGA Junior League.
So you're just doing it all in-house?
All in-house, yep.
Not playing any other courses?
It's all me. Me.
Me? You're all about you?
We also have some fun stuff coming in the summer and into the fall as well. So I'm excited.
Nice. That's good. That's good. We're doing PGA Junior League mainly because the top brass, he wanted it. The owner of the club, he really wanted PGA Junior League. That's kind of what he set out on.
Yeah.
And being a new guy, I don't want to be rocking the boat too much. But I'm with you. I'm with you on the doing it your own way. Maybe doing an inter club kind of deal, right?
Yeah, we've talked on the podcast before about PGA Junior League. I don't feel like we need to go into it too much, but
yeah, it's just a weird setup. It's not actually the way it should. The way a PGA Junior League would work better is actually if it were less. If instruction was paired with it, but not part of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you're just playing juniors against juniors and it's just, for fun, it's just a match. Mm-hmm. Maybe they do have a practice. You treat it like a high school practice rather than like a structured clinic.
Yeah.
Then I could kind of understand something like that working. But the way they pitch it is, beginners can go play in it. And I love beginners. I love beginner golfers. I love coaching beginner kids.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's all more rewarding whenever they hit a good shot.
Yeah.
Or learn something.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with something like PGA Junior League is you're trying to have some level of competitiveness.
Yeah, they emphasize, especially once you get to like not the All-Star, but when you start getting into like this sectionals and stuff like that, they start to emphasize the competitiveness to a point where, okay, yeah, beginners are welcome, but now also they're not welcome.
Yeah, for real.
So
that's exactly right.
And we've had issues in the area with some people doing some stuff. So
yeah, there were some shenanigans. I think we went over it in the podcast. People stealing players.
Kids, stealing players.
Which is just like it's PGA Junior League. It's not the Little League World Series.
Oh, real quick, I wanted to bring up on the podcast.
Which also had that happen.
For anyone who lives in around Chicopee Woods, we're gonna be doing something special over the summer.
Nice.
And at the end of the summer,
move this a little closer to you.
We're going to do a Ryder Cup style format match.
Oh, is this for real?
This is for real.
So you already planned it out and everything?
We already planned it out and everything. I
remember
basically me and the other coach at Chicopee, his name's Jason Cochran.
We're gonna have 2 teams.
We're gonna have 2 teams, Ryder Cup style format, for what we are calling the Morrison Cup.
The Morrison Cup. Al Morrison?
Yeah.
That's funny.
He thought it was great.
Oh, I'm sure he did. That was a prime directive.
Yeah. So, but we're excited about it. We planned it all out, and that's gonna kick off after school ends this summer.
He's been in the area so long though, and he's been kind of a staple
and he's a staple of humanity, really.
He is. No, but he's a real staple of the Gainesville community, and I know he's been super instrumental in my career, and he's been super helpful. That's cool that you guys named it after him. I'm serious.
Yeah, we were gonna go. We were thinking of different names. Like I was trying to figure out like who designed Chicopee Woods, and I was thinking about him, and then I was like, the Morrison Cup just sounds like it has this like. It
does have a ring to it. I'm not gonna lie. Because old Tom Morris. Yeah. So it does kind of give you that golfy kind of.
It has like
traditional feel.
It has like a certain
gravitas.
There you go.
Yeah, it does kind of, doesn't it? But that's awesome that you guys are doing that. That's real great. I mean, we're with the Golf Club of Georgia, we're kind of looking to expand, kind of like you guys. Doing some cool junior stuff. In the summer, we're going to be doing these half-day camps. Where we get the kids lunch and they'll leave at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon to go back home. But in the morning, it's just golf. Mm-hmm. We're going to be doing that. So looking forward to that. And, later in the fall, already kind of got a soft go ahead to start planning that fall academy program, which would be legit. We're talking like an after-school program, high schoolers that maybe they don't play so many other sports, they'd like to get involved, and that would help me out a ton because all those middle schoolers, all those high schoolers that have a hard time fitting into my schedule, and I do have a hard time fitting them all into that after-school schedule, we could kind of put them all into an after-school program, maybe cut down the cost for some families, but also kind of expand their ability to play a lot more golf and to get better. And especially when there's no high school golf around at that time, the course is pretty empty. So, I'm looking forward to something like that. Also, they'll be around the Georgia Tech guys, which if you haven't already, check out the new promotional video with the Georgia Tech players on ZS Golf YouTube channel. Really looking forward to that.
Real quick, before we get into any news or anything, I wanted to give a quick shout out to two of the kids that I coach. Wyatt Lee and I'm gonna say his name wrong. Levi Huff. They both played very, very well at area.
Yeah.
Levi was 1 shot away from shooting a personal best. Shot 83. So his best round ever is an 82. Shot 83, and probably the biggest tournament he's played in so far in terms of importance.
And I was out there watching, man. He played his heart out. He played well. And
unfortunately, his team came up just short of making it to state, but they played pretty good, and he was pretty close to shooting a personal best on a course that he doesn't play very often, and that, it was a tournament golf. It was real tournament golf.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a casual round. So I was very, very happy for him. Levi shot a 1 over 73.
No, he shot 2 over.
Oh, 2 over 74.
He shot 74.
2 over 74. Very solid round. He's gonna be going on to the next level and playing college golf. So
at Shorter University, I know it's a soft, like he hasn't quite committed
right now,
but I'm pretty sure he's going there. So good for him. But good on you, Shorter.
Wherever he ends up going,
got a real good kid.
He's a really great kid, and couldn't be more proud of him.
He literally has the best attitude I've ever seen a junior golfer have.
Yeah.
And I mean that, honestly.
Fantastic. He's fantastic. He listens. He's good in school.
No, it's not just listening. Dude never stops smiling whenever he's out playing. It's not even a joke.
But I'm very proud of both of them, and I wanted to give them a quick shout-out before we moved on to anything else.
He's one of those guys that even when he's mad, he's smiling. You know what I mean? Or even when he's disappointed.
He's more like laughing at himself.
Yeah, frustration.
Then he gets super upset, but...
Yeah. And I'd like to, bring that up. I was going to actually shout them out here in a minute. I was going to bring up the whole area thing, but I'm glad you did. So, Colin Henderson, he made state. Very, very proud of that kid. He also won county. He was the medalist at county for Hall County golf tournament. Mm-hmm. So I'm super excited for his future and a lot of my other kids' futures. That have been playing.
Another one of my students and a former student of yours, Turner Edmondson, is going to state.
Gainesville, yeah.
He's we've been working on some stuff with
He's playing better.
And he's playing much better lately.
He's playing better. I saw the scores.
He went out and played much better. He said that...
he beat Tanner in the other event. Tanner Stevens.
He's been working on his irons a lot lately. His wedge game's very solid. He's been working on his irons and his driver, but he's getting to a point where he's starting to get a little more consistent into greens, and he's really happy. He's saying the work we're doing is making it a lot easier to play golf. So that's
always good when you ever have a.
He's very good with his wedges. He's been working on his wedges a lot. So
that's good because that's one of the things we harped on.
Yeah, he's very, very solid with his wedges. He can hit it pretty much any wedge to a distance with different ball flights. He's great.
Is he finally to the point where he's thinking about going and playing college golf, or no?
He's probably not playing college golf.
He said no. I was I'm bummed about that. He told me that, so
yeah. But
really bummed about.
Regardless, still very proud of him. Great job getting to state.
Yeah, Nick Green, all those guys. All those guys. Really good job by them making state. And obviously the other kids I've met as well, but I don't know them as well as those kids.
And then I'll go ahead and shout out Daly and
yeah, you mind if I go ahead and shout out? So, yeah, the North Hall team, they kind of ran into a buzzsaw a little bit, Dawson came in with an interesting score at number 5, which we shall not. Obviously, we are not casting aspersions. But they played hard. They beat their last score by like 24 strokes last year, and they made it last year. Isn't that amazing? Shot 306, didn't make it. So that's that's one thing. I just really proud of those kids. Daly shot his best round ever. He shot 79, and he just been coming to me for 3 weeks. Not even. No, about 3 or 4. He came every other week, right? Mm-hmm. And man, he played his heart out. Got to see him hit some shots. He hit some good shots. Hit some bad ones, but again, he's getting better. He wasn't shooting. He went from, at the beginning of this year, shooting like 84. Yeah. Beginning of the season. Then to the middle of the season, before he started seeing me, he was shooting like 95, 96. Yeah. That's what the coach was telling me. Yeah. And then he said, the coach finally said, and now he shot his best round ever. Yeah. So that really makes you feel good as a coach. Yeah. Really makes you get a big head. Yeah. And and so good on Daly though, man. That's the thing about being a coach. It shows less of what we do, because all we do, we just give you the information. Yep. We try to kind of dilute the information down to something understandable. Yeah. And then it's what you do with it. Yeah. Absolutely. And with most people, it works out great, and as long as you put the work in. The worst times is when you get the students that you see after one lesson, and they come 2 weeks later, and you ask them how much they've worked on it, and they say, "Oh, I haven't hit since I've seen you." Yeah. That's really the worst kind of student, because you're just going to work on the same things. Yep. You haven't made any headway, haven't made any progress, and it doesn't help you. It not only doesn't help the student, it just makes you as a coach feel like, man,
what am I doing here?
You feel kind of let down, and it drags the lesson, because you're going over the same information. It makes it just as hard for you as it does the player. Yeah. So I never quite liked those lessons.
Yeah, me neither. But we got to get into golfing news.
We do. I'm just it's and just so people know. I mean, this is high school championship season, and it's also college conference season, and so, we'll be kind of reporting on...
How's Ryan doing?
He's doing all right. I don't know what conference, I don't think, was this. I think it's next week. Oh, okay. On Monday. I'll have to look it up, but Nicholls State. I'll look it up while we're talking. But he's been playing really well. We already talked about how he medaled in an event this season, in the spring season, which is really good going into this conference. The funny thing is, when you first look up the thing, he's the first picture you see. That's pretty cool. He's the first picture you see when you look up men's golf. Nichols
The
kid, Ryan O'Neal. I hope he hears this. But second day, the Southland Championship. There you go. He fired a 3 under 69 by Ryan O'Neal, led Nichols State University men's golf team in day 2.
There you go.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. I wonder if it's a 3-day event.
He knows how to keep it real. What a score.
That's a score right there. So round 1, Ryan O'Neal, there you go. Shot 74 the first round, not great. 69 the second round, 143 total. That's all right.
That's not bad.
That's all right.
That's getting work done.
Sinks his fourth of the round, is now tied for first. Wow, that's awesome. That's what it said.
Okay.
That's what live leaderboard. I'm about to go to live leaderboard here real quick. So they are in 6th as a team. That's not great. But as far as, let's go to the individual leaderboard. Player leaderboard, there we go. He finished 2nd.
Ryan. How many?
He finished 2nd by 1.
Come on, Ryan. Make a putt. Jeez.
Yeah, that guy was actually behind. No, the guy was tied with him, actually, after the first day. They both shot 74 the first day. Kid played for Southeastern Louisiana. He shot 4 under, and Ryan shot 3 down. So, wow, dude. Good playing, Ryan. Good playing, dog.
Been nice awesome to make one more putt and then.
Yeah, come on, man. Don't kick a man while he's down. That's awesome what he did.
Yeah, it is. He's awesome.
Shot 69 the second round.
Awesome player, even more awesome dude.
A lot of those guys that shot low, they went higher the second round. 71, 73,
they
71,
can't adapt
74.
like Ryan O'Neal, the kid.
That's right, 71, 77, all these guys. So good job, Ryan, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Real happy for you, dude. Real happy for you. You're going to have to call you. Get you in. You're the runner-up.
So, before we get any golfing news, we're going to real quick play a little game, okay?
All right, let's do it. This is the trivia.
This is trivia,
We need a theme song for this.
We do.
You need to come up with it.
I'll try.
That's your goal. Because I will not. I guarantee you I won't.
Alrighty. So.
I don't look forward to this segment.
We're going to go back in time.
I'm ready.
To the year 2012.
We still didn't do that.
We still got to do that.
Still got to do that.
Do you want to do that while we do the game?
Why not? It'll last 5 minutes, right? So everybody. I know we're kind of bouncing around this episode. Not that the conversation's not lively.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty lively.
Good conversation. Talking about juniors, talking about college students.
So what we're gonna do, right? Because Zach failed to come up with a challenge this past week. We have these Chester's Flamin' Hot Fries, right? And what we have to do is we have to stick the fry up our nose and wait for 5 minutes. Zach, do you have your phone out? Can you get a timer out?
Yeah, I'll get a timer out.
Yeah, get a timer out. And Zach's gonna have his timer out, and we're gonna see 5 minutes counting down. You have to keep that thing in your nose 5 minutes. Because I lost last week. Zach failed to come up with a challenge or a punishment. But the punishment whenever he lost the week prior, it was this. So, are we ready? We have to do this while you're doing it.
Ready?
Dude, this is going to be hard.
This is going to be very hard.
All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, stick it up.
Go. All right, so here we go. God, this is hard. All right, so we're going to go back in time to the year 2012.
I'm just trying not to breathe, dude.
Okay, so on this day in 2012, who was number 1 in the world?
This day in 2012?
Yeah.
Luke Donald.
That's pretty close, but no.
I wasn't right?
No.
This day in 2012. Shoot. Jim Furyk.
Jim Furyk's never been world number 1.
Dang it. Do I get one more guess? Like, how many guesses do I get?
One more guess.
One more guess. Let's see. 2012, dude, man. That's hard. Jordan Spieth.
The correct answer was Rory McIlroy.
Dang it.
All right.
All right, next one.
Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 2 names.
Dude, this is so hard.
In the top 20, yes, it is. I'm going to give you 2 names in the top 20. You got to tell me who's ranked higher in 2012.
Okay.
Okay? Hunter Mahan.
Yeah.
Martin Keimer.
In 2012, Martin Keimer, Hunter Mahan. I'm going to go with Martin Keimer.
On this day in 2012, Hunter Mahan was 5th in the world.
Wow.
Martin Keimer was 6th in the world.
That's amazing how much he dropped off, dude.
Both of them!
Both of them dropped off out of nowhere. They were playing amazing.
Yeah. All right. Next.
All right, come on.
Tiger Woods, Steve Stricker.
What's the question?
It's the same thing, because we're doing the same thing.
Well, you gotta stipulate that.
Okay, we're doing the same thing.
Okay.
Tiger Woods, Steve Stricker.
Steve Stricker.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I mean, that's not hard.
Still going on the same thing. Jason Day, Dustin Johnson.
DJ.
That's correct. Dustin
Yeah,
Johnson,
that's
16.
easy.
Jason Day, 17.
Well, this is stupid then. Come on, man. Give me something hard. Give me something like I would think that someone's ranking higher than they
Okay.
are.
We're going to go Charles Schwartzel, Keegan Bradley.
Keegan Bradley.
Is Charles Schwartzel
Really?
by 7 spots.
Wow, that is surprising. I'm surprised.
All right, last one here.
Dude, it is burning now.
Yes, it is. I breathed into my nose.
You did? I've been lucky
Last
enough not
one.
to.
Adam Scott, Phil Mickelson.
Adam Scott and Phil Mickelson. 2012.
Yep,
Trying to think of what they were doing at the time. Phil Mickelson.
that is correct.
Yeah.
Very good. All right.
I was pretty good, right? I was
I like
all
that.
right. I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
bad.
I might bring this game back on this day in blah 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 year.
Well, you got to make it a little bit more like I got to know what the question is. Like you just said names. I was like, oh, is this the same questions or are we doing it on? Like I didn't hear a new question.
Same question. How much time?
Well, now I know that.
This is hard.
Now I know that.
Okay, we're almost
Oh my
done.
gosh, dude.
This is the worst. It's not even funny.
Oh my gosh. Dude, this is so hard. Oh, they have a final round. They do have a third round.
Oh,
I was wrong. So, Ryan, go out and win this thing, man. It's for real, dog.
Ryan, win.
I was wondering. I was like, why is it doesn't say that he places second, so
Oh,
that's my fault.
all right. So
Is it almost done, or are we?
We're still going.
Oh my god, how much time left?
You'll see.
Dude, seriously, tell me how much time
You don't
left.
get to know.
Screw you. All right,
Let's talk about golf news.
So let's talk about golf news. So Patrick and Xander, you know, they were the real G's down in LA, down the original LA, right?
Yeah.
So PXG down in LA, you get it? Because of Louisiana.
Please stop.
Okay. But no, they played amazing, man. Carter 59 the first day. That was pretty wild.
That was
wasn't it?
incredible.
Yeah, is that you picked them? So tell me a little bit about some shots you saw. Did you get to see?
I didn't
shots?
get to watch this tournament like at all.
Really?
I was so busy last weekend.
Oh man.
It was unfortunate because I did pick the
But
winning
you
team.
talk about golf news, man. You gotta watch a little bit, at least the highlights. Did you see at least the? Because I know you watched the highlights on Instagram.
Okay.
Thank God, dude. That was getting bad. Oh, let's take turns and go wash out our nose.
No.
No?
No.
I'm gonna wash out my nose. Forget it.
I'm a man.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat a hot Cheeto just to spite you. Golly, it's worse now.
You be a man. You be a man. I am fine with that. You sure you don't want to go while I talk about this tournament?
I don't even like the way these taste, so I'm gonna eat another one.
Do you really not like the way they taste? They taste pretty good. You don't like hot fries?
No.
Sponsor us, Chester. Really? You don't like these?
No.
Pretty good.
They taste like bad versions of regular Cheetos.
No, it's like a flaming hot Funyun. That's what they taste like.
Okay.
It's like a straight flaming hot Funyun. So Patrick Cantlay can take care of business. The Zurich becomes right for change. Oh, he is washing out his nose. Oh, man. What a loser. So, Greg Norman, not talking about him. So, they consistently the most excellent players turned out to be the winning combination. That's obvious. They were definitely the best team in the field if you just look at the world golf ranking and pair them together. Right? So, in this season, Cantlay ranks 7th in strokes gained total, while Schauffele is 17th, which was, again, one of the best comparisons, best groups.
Yeah.
One of the most underwhelming performances was Scotty. Scotty Scheffler and his partner couldn't do anything.
Wasn't it Scheffler and Palmer?
Scheffler and Palmer, yeah.
Or Armour? Or
was it Armour?
I know, it was Palmer. It was Ryan Palmer.
Yeah, it was Palmer.
Yeah.
They couldn't do anything, which was crazy. So I thought that was pretty wild. It was a very underwhelming performance by them. But, anywho, yeah, it was pretty wild. It was really cool, though, seeing this actually says the best team on paper was Colin Morikawa and Victor Hovland. I beg to differ. I think Xander and Cantlay might have been the better.
Hovland and Morikawa are higher world golf rankings, both of them.
Are they?
Yeah.
But they both struggle with the short stick, so like they both struggle with chipping. They're
Colin?
both not the best chipper, right?
I'd argue that's not been his weakness lately.
I guess, but it's definitely Hovland's. Does he really pick it up for Hovland in that regard?
I don't know, maybe not, but
I don't think so. But
I think the reason I liked the Schauffele Cantlay thing was just because of how consistent they both are. So you're not going to see the big drop off.
That was a good way to hide that burp.
You're not going to see the big drop off from the match, from the best ball to the alternate shot. You're not going to see that big drop off.
Yeah,
that a lot of teams experience.
I feel you, but they failed to shoot a best ball score of lower than 65, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean that's not a good sign if you can't shoot a best ball score and you're both top 10 in the world, right?
Yeah.
First top 5 players in the world to be paired together. Top 5 players.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
So yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right that they're better on paper.
Yeah.
But to fail to shoot a best ball score lower than 65, that's just ridiculous. And to be fair, lately, Victor ain't been playing like himself.
I'd argue Morikawa hadn't been playing like himself.
That's very true as well.
I think Victor has been playing like himself because he's got to win this year. Morikawa doesn't.
Yeah, you're right. But again, I'm talking lately. I'm talking like in a month.
Yeah, Hovland, he still had the same struggles that he's always had. Just can't chip and putt, or you can't chip.
Yeah, so on courses where that's required,
yeah, or in formats where that's required, like if you're playing.
Well, best ball it's not.
No, but absolutely is in
alternate shot. Yeah, I agree, but they couldn't even score a 65 lower than a 65 in the best ball.
Yeah.
That's a team struggle there.
Yeah. What do you think we'd shoot best ball?
If we played? That's a good question, because I don't know how good we Batman and Robin. That's a very good question for the podcast.
You know what we should do one day? Whenever we get a day off together?
Which would be never.
Once. We should... Yeah. We should play 2 rounds on the same day. Play 1 round stroke play... me versus you, and then do another round where we play best ball, front 9.
Okay.
And then back 9, we play...
alternate shot,
and see what we do.
Okay, I'm down.
Be interesting.
Be even funner if we did that against another pair.
Oh, we can do that.
That'd be even more fun.
I don't know if anyone would want to take us at best ball.
Yeah.
We're so good.
Yeah, that's funny. Ha 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 ha. I'm laughing. But anyway, it's just that it was a great thing to watch, especially that first day. Man, they were on firing on all cylinders. You know, I got to tune it up. I got to tune it on a few times. The other cool thing, this was the craziest thing, is when Colin Morikawa was playing against. They were playing in the group with Cam Smith and Leishman.
Yeah.
And Cam Smith hits like this perfect shot, hits just short of the flag, hits the pin, just ends up like maybe a 2 feet from the hole. Colin Morikawa gets up to hit his, and they're wondering, like, as he's about to hit, he's like, I'm amazed they didn't go up and make Cam mark his ball. Colin hits it, and it's past the pin. Sorry, hits probably with the pin, bounces forward, rolls back, drops in the same group. And it was just so crazy because you're like, this is amazing. They're like the best players in the world, and this is what the best players in the world do. Colin, I mean, that was just a great shot by Colin, man. That was just wild, especially when Cam Smith's ball. Cam Smith just hit that shot. Yeah. Literally perfect. And then he goes and makes
not literally perfect, because it wasn't in.
It hit the stick. And softly, too.
Colin Morikawa.
And it's not like it hit
literally
hard.
Perfect.
Okay. Anyway.
Colin knew he wiggled the flagstick a little bit, so it was
jostled. He jostled it.
Jostled it so that his ball would slide right
I got all those words, man. Aspersions, jostle. I'm the man. So, so technically, you know, Schauffele, he has 5 PGA Tour wins now with this under his belt. He's got the 2017 Greenbrier, the 2017 Tour Championship, 2018 World Golf Championship, HSBC Champions, 2019 Century Tournament of Champions, and now the 2022 Zurich Classic. So that's pretty neat, you know? That's pretty neat. Good for Schauffele. I know you like him a whole lot. I like him too.
I mean, he's just so consistent. Him and Cantlay are again. That's why I picked him. It's like they're the jacks of all trades.
They sure are.
They don't do anything poorly. Like you see other people's games. Like I would never ask Dustin Johnson. Like if my life was on the line and I had to pick a golfer to get up and down, I wouldn't pick Victor Hovland. You know what I mean?
For sure.
If I had same kind of thing. If I had a long iron into a green, I wouldn't pick Dustin Johnson. Okay? Because that's not his game. Yeah. With those guys, I'd feel pretty comfortable putting them in any situation. I feel okay that they'd be able to pull it off. Because they're good at everything. They're not great at any one thing.
For sure.
And that's what I love about them. They're also just stone cold killers. They're so consistent in big moments.
Well, and you see that. Well, I think you see that in team play with them. More than anything, I think they're really good team players, which you need to be in that format, obviously. So blown fantasy pick of the week, obviously Scotty and Ryan Palmer. Apparently Scotty too hotty only wins individual events. Yeah. The winner of four of his last 6, the newly minted Masters champion, never could really get it going with his fellow Texan as the duo sputtered to a T18 finish in Scheffler's first start since Augusta. In hindsight, perhaps it was easy to see this one coming. What do you think, Zach? Do you think it was easy to see this one coming?
I'll just put it this way. There's a reason I didn't pick him.
That doesn't tell me anything. Give me the reason why you didn't pick him.
I didn't see the two of them performing that great. Yeah. I thought they'd be fine. They'd make the cut, but that wasn't a team I would pick to win this event. I think Scheffler, obviously an incredible golfer, but I think that I think that Palmer greatly drags that team's potential down.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, I mean, realistically, there's not many holes that Palmer is going to birdie that Scheffler won't. So he's not really helping him out that much in best ball.
Palmer's a pretty good player, man.
I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying there's not many holes that Palmer is going to birdie that Scheffler won't.
That's hard to tell. I mean, I don't know their games that well. The thing that I just thought to myself, usually whenever someone wins a tournament, say like the Masters, say like any tournament, is I'll look at that and go, well, that they're going to get kind of high on their victory and not follow through in the next event or so and so on and so forth. Whereas with Scotty, we've seen it time and time again this year already where he'll win an event next week he's ready to go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I picked him, because this, he already got a week off basically, goes right into the Zurich Classic and, fails to perform.
Yeah.
And that was weird because, you'd seen him go out there and the week after winning.
But again, it's a team event. It's not an individual.
And maybe that's why. Maybe and a lot of these guys do. Shane Lowry and Ian Poulter take it kind of like it's a lot more fun, right? It's a lot more of a fun event. Do they want to win? Sure. But you see by the social media posts and stuff, you see it's more of a camaraderie thing. Mm-hmm. And I get that. They don't get a lot of chances for that on tour. And it's nice for some of these guys, especially like the guys that I picked, Sam Horsfield, who, did make the cut with his boy Wallace. Obviously, they're not going to get a lot of chances. Hopefully in the future he will. Yeah. But they're not going to get a lot of chances to play in that team format on the tour until he makes the Ryder Cup team, which I'm hoping he does. I mean, he's one of the guys that I'm really rooting for on that big stage. It was cool to see him play.
They gotta get
well.
Alex Noren a spot before they give him a spot. That's ridiculous. I still can't. I'm still holding that against the Europeans.
Again, it's because he doesn't play in enough European Tour events.
That's stupid.
That is the reason.
That is the dumbest thing ever.
I'm 100% on that. So, anyway.
Weisenberger, whatever his name was.
So, Jon Rahm, here's the thing. So, the question is, did Jon Rahm kind of bust his slump? He was going through a little bit of a lull. A weak field is assembled for a non-WGC version of the Mexico Open. The world number 2, the clear and only headliner in the event. Honorable mention, I guess, goes to Tony Finau. Strength of the field will check in around 34 points to the winner, or fewer, or the fewest to date this year for a non-opposite field event.
Yeah.
So if Rahm, winless since the 2021 U.S. Open, can't take this one, who can? I mean, what do you think? Do you think that this is something where he's going to finally make it over the hump?
I want to say yes, but I'm going to say no.
So you're not seeing any indications that that's the case?
I mean, he's playing... For Jon Rahm, Jon Rahm is playing okay all year. Okay. Not good, not great. He is playing okay this year.
I don't know about that take. That take, dude. He's fantasy points per game is 81. He's 8 out of 9 cuts made. He's he's not placing a lot of top 10s recently, but they're in January and February. It was second, T14, T3, T10. Then he kind of dropped off just a little bit. T21, T17, T55 at the Players, T27 at the Masters.
Okay, so listen to what I said again.
I think if you're saying playing okay for Jon Rahm as relative to what he was doing at the end of last season,
yes,
I would agree with you. I think this is the chance, absolutely, for him to bust that.
Now, the reason I say that
against this field,
the reason I say that is because, okay,
I'm ready.
The reason I say he's only playing okay, I don't see him winning, is because every week on the PGA Tour, someone is going to have their best week.
That's obvious.
Okay, and right now, Jon Rahm is not putting together. I mean, if we look at the tournaments he finished T3 and in second, the second he put together 4 solid rounds, and that was in January of this year.
Yeah, it's a century.
His T3 at the Farmers Insurance, he put together 2 solid rounds. 72-71 finish.
That's a fair assessment.
Okay. He didn't play well at the Players. The Phoenix Open, put together 3 solid rounds. 67, followed up with a 70, and then a 68, and then a 67. It's T10.
Yeah.
So he's had one tournament, the Century Tournament of Champions, which me and you both said on this podcast was playing very soft. Okay, where he put together 4 solid rounds of golf. Okay?
Yeah.
So I need to see him. Now, it's possible he could put together 4 solid rounds, win this event. It's a weak field. It's possible he puts together 3 solid rounds and wins this event. But if we're looking at it from a yearly thing, at the Genesis, he put together only 2 solid rounds. And I classify a solid round for John Rahm.
But I don't get why you think that shows me it's actually a greater likelihood that this next tournament is the tournament where it busts. Busts the slump.
I'm saying it's possible.
It's kind of like
I'm not a John Rahm hater.
I know it's not. I know it doesn't work like this in actual statistics, but if I flip a coin, if I keep flipping a coin and that thing lands on heads 5 times, that next time, what's the percentage chance it lands on tails?
50.
50, right? Doesn't change.
Yeah.
Now, in reality, does it work that way?
No.
Not really, right? I mean, because basically, let's just look at it this way. If you have 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5, right?
Yeah.
So say I flip it 5 times, right? 5 times. Now I'm already technically up to this point in the present, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm past all those 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. All those have landed heads. Now I know, statistically speaking, that it shouldn't land, that it shouldn't affect what has happened in the past. Shouldn't affect what that next coin is going to land, heads or tails.
Yeah.
However, that's not really how it works in reality.
Yeah.
Right? The more I flip that coin, the more likelihood, if it keeps landing on heads, the more likelihood that it's going to pop up on tails real soon.
Yeah.
So
another reason why I don't think John Rahm's going to perform well.
And it's even more the case with John Rahm because he's such a good golfer.
I'm agreeing that he's such a good golfer, but if you're looking at the statistics this year, okay, the best, in my opinion, this doesn't quite bear out stat-wise. Tee to green, he is second on tour this year.
Uh-huh.
Tee to green, he's second. Okay? First off the tee, by far, like so far ahead of everybody else off the tee. And he's 12th on approach to the green. Okay? Mm-hmm. Around the green, he's 173rd. And putting, he's 132nd. So he is hitting greens. He is putting it in fairways.
No, I know he's not putting well.
And he's putting very poorly.
I know.
And you need to putt well for 4 rounds to win an event on the PGA Tour.
See, if you look at Vedanta, though,
I know it favors good ball striking.
It favors ball striking.
Okay.
That's very evident.
I'm not saying it's not evident. But if you look at other guys in the field, there are guys that are not as strong off the tee, comparable on approach, and with much better putting percentages.
There's wide landing areas out there.
I'm aware. But I'm saying he doesn't need help off the tee. He doesn't need the wide landing areas.
I agree.
He's hitting the ball. He's hitting the driver better than anybody in the world right now.
I agree with you.
What he needs is to get the flat stick working.
I agree.
What he needs is to be able to get up and down when he misses a green, because he's going to miss a green this week. Hardly any tournament in the world where a PGA Tour player does not miss a green. Okay? And I'm saying that when you look at his statistics and the way he's played this year, I don't think this is where he busts it. I think this is the best chance he has to bust it because it's a very weak field. But there's other players in the field where if they have a good week, they have a good chance of taking this home.
I agree with you.
And I haven't seen John Rahm put 4 solid rounds together yet this year. Besides the Century Tournament Champions, which is playing soft.
Again, that wasn't that long ago.
It was in January.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was 4 months ago.
It wasn't that long ago. Just saying.
It was September. It was January 9th.
So if we just look at strokes gained approach, the dude is still way above the average.
Yeah, his strokes gained approach is great.
Way above it.
I already said that.
Yeah, so like at the Masters, he was 0.1, so that's not a whole lot. But average-wise, he's just way above it, like plus 2.5 at the Players. And again, he didn't place well at the Players, plus 2.3. I'm just saying, in this event, Yeah, if this was any other event, maybe not. But this event might be that event that gets him back in action, so to speak. Because he is, man, he's hitting the ball well approach-wise. He's just kind of struggling around the green, and he's struggling putting.
He is.
So I don't know if that affects him all that much here.
Okay. Just
saying. So anyway, I think he's got a shot this week, especially with this week. So, we'll kind of wrap it up here shortly. Welcome back to Steve Stricker. He's going to make his first start in several months as a U.S. Ryder Cup captain. Make his first start in several months, not as U.S. Ryder Cup captain. He's going to play at the this week's Insperity Invitational after being hospitalized and losing 25 pounds after what he said was a non-COVID related illness. It's been a tough road of late for the 55-year-old Steve Stricker, but it's good to see that he's on the road to recovery and able to resume his senior career. I agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. I mean, I always remember watching Steve Stricker. He always had one of the best swings to watch, just most even-tempoed. Really was. It was so even. There wasn't really much going with it. It was just back and through, He never had really that athletic of a swing. So, Anywho, real quick before we end today's segment, I just want to talk a little bit about something that, and even as golf professionals, we encounter things in our swings and in our life whenever we're, helping a student or maybe just working on our own game that, I just want to bring up. And that is, always practice your body alignment. Always practice your body alignment. So, Zach, I'm going to tell you a story. So, I've been struggling hitting my irons, my new Callaway irons. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering why. And so, I was hitting. And, they just didn't feel right. I was hitting too down. I took the TrackMan out. I was hitting too down on it. I tried hitting up on it. Didn't work. And I was hitting too high, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so I go to Chattahoochee after work today. And I'm just putting. And I was like, I haven't filmed myself putting in a while. I'm going to film myself putting. I realized, and nobody told me this, not that anybody would even notice this without looking for it, but my shoulders were pointed, they were closed to the target. They were aimed, whenever I was setting up for a straight putt, they were aimed kind of at the hole. Yeah, so, and it feels so weird, but I got myself back to here. It just feels so strange going back and through. And whenever I went to the gym, Luke has a hitting net. And I was like, man, let me see if... And sure enough, I checked. And at what feels comfortable, I'm set up closed. Ever so slightly. So I moved it back to square. And after that, man, it's just back and through stripe. Back and through stripe. Now, you can't tell much from hitting the net, but you can feel it.
Yeah, you can feel contact.
And nothing's feeling heavy. Everything's just, nothing. So nothing was steep, right? Because if you get steep on that hard concrete floor, you're gonna
feel it.
You're gonna feel it in your wrist. So, dude, it felt great. And then, obviously with the putting, tried it. It's just got to get used to it. So it's gonna be a tough road ahead for Zane, especially with the putting. But I just want to bring that up. If you guys, you guys need to make sure that you're working on the fundamentals, making sure that all your body angles, all your body lines are square, right, to the target. And that doesn't mean aimed at your target. It means parallel with your target line. So I just wanted to bring that up just for anybody that maybe needs to check on that this coming week. Maybe you need to work on the game a little bit. Just check that. Just go ahead and film yourself. Look at the body lines. Really check that out. So just a quick shout out to Ryan O'Neal. Really good luck to him. Good luck to Tate Olson as well. Tate Olson plays for University of Jamestown. Good luck to all those guys, actually. I know several of their players, and I'm really, really rooting for them to play well in that. And, again, Ryan O'Neal, Coach James, really looking forward to seeing what you guys do this last round. Hopefully, Nicholls State can make a little bit of a comeback here. I know it's probably not going to happen 6th to 1st, or 6th to 2nd. But if they can make it up the ranks to at least 5th or 4th, that'd be nice.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be really cool. So, good luck to them. Zach, do you have anything before we do DraftKings?
No.
No, you're good?
I'm great.
All right. So, we're going to go straight into DraftKings, into our picks. I'm going to go ahead and link the DraftKings link in the description below. Just go ahead and check that out. We went back to a league. I know it's been kind of hectic. We went back to a league mainly because it's the easiest way to do something recurring.
Yeah.
Without, checking off the reoccurring box. So what we're going to do is we got this league, and we're going to be posting contests, and we're going to be posting multiple ones too for you guys in the future. Mm-hmm. Obviously one for now, and as people sign up, as people understand what it is, we'll be adding more. We have a total of 200 entries possible this week. Obviously it's going to shrink. Top 10 out of the 200 are going to get paid out. If it goes down to that, say there's only 10 people that sign up, it's probably going to be top 3. Okay, but we want to make it pretty comparable to the size of the actual entries.
Yeah.
So this week it's the Pedazo y Correr Vedanta Open, which just means chunk and run Vedanta Open. Yours truly came up with that one.
He's brilliant.
I know. I am a god amongst men. So Zach, do you want to go ahead and start us out with?
So, first off, feels good to be back in the driver's seat.
Shut up.
New streak started last week, so we're getting ready to go here. Round 2 of the streak. Hopefully we can get it going maybe 6-7 weeks in a row. That'd be pretty cool. But we're going to go ahead and start it off, and we're going to start it off right. Okay, starting with a guy you might have never heard of, and that is a man by the name of Kurt Kitayama. He was only $7,100. He is very good ball striker. Very good ball striker. Struggles a little bit off the tee, but wide landing areas like you already talked about. Very good ball striker. If he can put together a decent week here, makes a cut, gets me points, I'm a happy man.
Yeah.
Who's your
okay. I thought you kept going.
No, I'm done.
So my first on the lineup, I'm gonna go ahead and pick John Rahm because I think Rombo's gonna get it done. I think Rombo's got this in the tank, man. So I'm really rooting for him. I think I already made my case for him. He's really, really good approach to the green. His only struggles are really, really with putting and around the green, but with Vedanta, I don't think he has to worry too much about that. There are deep bunkers, though, but he's a pretty good bunker player. I'm not worried about that. He's mostly struggles with a little bit of the chipping and pitch shots. So hopefully he doesn't have to do much of that. Hopefully he can just hit his approach shots in there pretty close and then tap her on in. Zach, you?
So the next person I'm going to go with is a man by the name of Adam Svensson from our friends up north, Canada.
That's a good pick.
10 for 17 cuts made. He can absolutely rip it. And if he can do that out there, wide landing areas, again, he'd be aggressive. I think he can make the cut and make a move here. He's got 2 top 10s this year, so maybe number 3.
Nice. I picked Tony Finau. Tony Finau, he's not the best pick.
You spent a lot of money here.
Yeah, so the Masters, he fit 35, and that's pretty good considering how hard that course is playing. Mm-hmm. He's not terrible around the green. He's not terrible approach. I don't think he's one of the better players at approach.
He's tough.
Just check that out real quick.
I think he's 17.
Is he 17 in approach? Yeah. So, he's really good in approach.
Yeah.
So
he's kind of John Rahm-ish in his play.
Yeah, he is. So he's not great in putting. Driving distance is up, obviously. Driving accuracy is really low. But again, driving accuracy, like I mentioned, those wide landing areas are going to make a big difference in the field. Those guys that bomb the ball, they're gonna have their way with the course. So I picked Tony. Great approach green, pretty good around the green too. Hopefully chip and putt real well. Hoping get the flat stick working, and he should be all right. Zach.
All right, I got a man that has played some PGA events and some Korn Ferry events this year, and that is Mr. Mark Hubbard. He has played relatively well in the PGA events he's played. He has played extremely well on the Korn Ferry Tour, including 2 of his last 3 events on the Korn Ferry, he finished top 10. Coming out on a pretty weak field here on the PGA Tour, I feel pretty good about his chances of making the cut, maybe making a push. Relatively unknown guy, but I'm hoping he does well. It was $8,000 to draft him, and I think he'll do well.
I like that.
He's also top 50 on strokes gained approach.
Wait, who did you say? I'm sorry.
Mark Hubbard.
Yeah, I got him too. Mark Hubbard. So same reasons that you picked him, buddy. I did what Zach usually does with tournaments. What I usually do is I look at how they've played the past 3 or 4 years in that tournament. That doesn't really help me with the rookies. So, and especially when they haven't played the course before, like in this, I wanted to go the strokes gained route and look at, what does the course favor? And this course obviously favors with the Greg Norman design. This course obviously favors the players that strike the ball well, ball strikers, and then the deep bunkers. So if they bat at bunker play, not the best time to get them because they're going to struggle. So yeah, I picked Mark Hubbard. He's looking like a really, really good pick. Really low for how many cuts he's made. Mm-hmm. He's only $8,000, especially in this weak field.
Well, I mean, he's played a lot of Korn Ferry.
And he's got 3 top 10s. Yeah, he's playing a lot of Korn Ferry events, but he's got 3 top 10s. And I know the last PGA event he played in, he didn't make the cut, but he also played in the Puerto Rico Open, which not as good. I think as good of a field in T38.
Yeah.
Right. So. Yeah, I think he's got a good chance, especially making the cut. I think he doesn't have a problem making it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you go.
Next guy, some would call him a staple on the podcast at this point, and that's Lanto Griffin.
I knew you'd say that.
$8,300, so still pretty cheap. He struggled a little bit lately, but I think this is where he starts to get his mojo back, starts to play a little bit better. I believe he had the week off last week, so he's going to be, being able to come back and bounce back after that.
Nice. I picked Chase Seifert. He was a really low on the totem pole. He's only $7,100, but he's made 5 out of 7 cuts, and he's not like he's a Korn Ferry player. He's played on the PGA Tour all season. His last 3 events that he's played is the Honda Classic, the Puerto Rico Open, and the Corrales Punta Cana Championship. And he was T25, T41, and T22 respectively. So he's been playing pretty good in those events. He's not really, I was looking up his stats. He's not super great in approach, but he's pretty average, which is great for the tour. So if he can do what he does there, he's also not the longest driver on tour. If he can do what he does there and play, put together a pretty decent 4 rounds, he's definitely making the cut. And I don't need him to do heavy lifting. Yeah. Let's just put it that way.
So my next guy is a guy that won the hearts and minds of fans. And that is a guy that I believe is going to perform very, very well in a weak field. And that is Sahith Theegala.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He's got 3 top 10s this year in full fields. I expect him to play extremely well this week. I'm predicting at least another top 10 out of him, maybe even contending. But I think he's going to do very well this week.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I think though with Theegala, the reason I didn't pick him, traveling to Mexico, that's a long way, and not to say he hasn't done that yet. I'm sure he travels a lot as a golfer, but if I'm looking up his numbers right now, he's not terribly amazing on approach shots. Driving again, we already said driving accuracy doesn't hurt him, but driving accuracy is really low. But he is kind of peaking as far as strokes gains go. So I don't know. He's a good.
So
pick.
Zane, where was the Corrales Punta Cana Championship played?
That's a good question. I don't know. Corrales Punta Cana? I don't know. Where was it?
I'm just curious. I don't know.
Why don't you look it up while I say my next pick?
The Dominican Republic. Okay.
So I picked Robert Garrigus. Now, Robert Garrigus, he's not an amazing pick when it comes to what he's been doing on tour as far as his his strokes gained. However, the past 4 events that he's played in, again, this is including one in October, so not a great bellwether. Butterfield Bermuda Championship, T46. Then he went on to play the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, T16. Puerto Rico Open, T66, and then Corrales Punta Cana Championship, T36. So he's made all 4 cuts he's played in this season. I don't see why he won't make this one. So I'm picking Robert.
Okay, so real quick before I say my last pick, I want to talk about Sahith Theegala. So the Corrales Punta Cana Championship, played in the Dominican Republic, so I'm not that worried about him traveling outside the country. He finished T22 there. On the courses where being able to hit the ball very far and being able to, keep it where keeping it in play isn't that hard. He has played very well. Waste management, T3, Valspar, T7, Corrales Punta Cana, T22. So he's played very well in events where it's more open instead of more tight fairways, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, and he's playing really good on pro. Sorry, I was looking up Robert's numbers.
All right, and then my last pick, you already said him, but Tony Finau, I think he's going to do very well. He's had kind of a rough start to this year.
He has.
A little bit inconsistent, but I think this course sets up very well for his game.
It does.
And so I'm predicting a low numbers from him this week.
That's a good pick. And then I picked a no-namer. Here we go. You ready? I almost said Peter. Patrick Flavin. He's from the United States.
Oh, I've heard of his brother, Rybo.
Rybo Flavin, yeah, for real. So he's played in 3 events. He's made all 3 cuts. He also played in the Butterfield Bermuda, T17, Puerto Rico, T22, and the Corrales Punta Cana Championship, T54. So he's made all 3 cuts he's played in. He's only played in 3 events so far. Mm-hmm. But he's averaging 69.9 strokes and then averaging with the fantasy points, 75 fantasy points per game. So he's made all 3 cuts. That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does here. I just need him. Again, I'm just looking for guys that...
The key is make the cut.
That's it.
If all 6 of your guys make the cut...
And then I just have 2 guys go off. Yeah.
Even if you don't have 2 guys go
if all the 6 guys make the cut, you're in.
6 guys make the cut. 6 guys are getting you points 4 days.
You're in. That's exactly right.
If 6 guys get you points for 4 days, it almost doesn't even matter what they do on the last 2 days of the tournament.
That's exactly right.
You're getting points regardless.
That's exactly right.
And like last week, the only reason I was able to win was because my 2 guys, Cantlay and Schauffele, won the event. I beat Zane by a total of 2.5 points.
Yeah.
A single birdie was the difference.
It really was.
So if one more guy on his team makes a cut, shoots terrible, just like bogey,
then I win. Period.
He would win. If his guys went out and shot a 78 the last 2 days, 78, which you wouldn't happen in that tournament.
No.
But if he had one more team make the final 2 days and shoot 78, Zane would have beat me.
Yeah.
So that's how important making the cut is. I can't stress this enough. In DraftKings, the key is make the cut.
That's absolutely true.
It almost doesn't matter if they do anything else.
That's absolutely true. Last thing, though, I just want to touch on before we head out is I want to touch on Greg Norman. So Greg Norman, obviously, they're playing at a Greg Norman signature course at Vedanta, which is awesome. But, he's been in the news lately. The LIV Golf Event, their first golf event, will take 15 out of the top 100 golfers in the world for the field. So that's pretty crazy. Now, everybody's touting the fact that Greg Norman didn't make it into the Open. They're saying it was a big L for Norman not making it into the Open, not getting invited into the Open. But the thing is like, it's the Open.
He could play his way in.
He could play his way in if he wanted to, but he just doesn't want to do it. So it's like... Well, that's not really... I don't consider that an L. Do you consider that an L?
I mean, wanting something and not getting it is an L, I guess.
I reckon.
I won $1 million. Oh, I don't have $1 million?
That's an L.
What an L. This reminds me of the scene from The Office where Andy is showing the fails, and it's just a bunch of people doing normal stuff, and then him in the background going, fail.
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 Fail. Fail.
Or like
fail,
making fart
fail.
noises. Fail.
Yeah,
fail. Yeah,
for real.
that's what everyone's saying, that Greg Norman taking an L here. That's what it reminds me of.
I think he's doing a fairly good job. If he's able to convince 15 players out of the World Top 100 to sign up for
this
the first
field
LIV Golf currently
event. In this event is
yeah,
not...
Phil signed up, by the way. Phil signed up for it.
Yeah, he did. This field in this event is barely stronger.
For real, though.
It's a pretty weak field.
You're not lying. You're not lying. So the first of the international series, this LIV Golf International Series, will be outside of London in June. It doesn't tell me which course exactly it will be, but it'll be in June. It's an 8 tournament schedule. It's just outside of London. I'm sure the course is up there. Here we go. The Centurion Club. Oh, so it's a real nice course. June 9th through the 11th will be the first one. So it's going to be 9th, 10th, 11th. That's only 3 days. It's only a 3-day event. Oh, that's interesting. So it's a 3-day event. He's playing in that. Obviously, Phil is playing the U.S. Open and the PGA, right? He's already set to play in those two, and obviously, I think he's going to probably play in the Open as well. Winning that a few years back, a good amount of years back. But yeah, I think Greg Norman has done something pretty special. I don't like where the money comes from, obviously, but it's pretty awesome that he's been able to really give the PGA a run for their money.
Yeah.
I just hope it makes golf more interesting. If you can make golf more interesting, you've won me over, right?
That's all it takes?
That's all it takes. I mean, yeah, I don't like the fact you keep women in burqas. That's not great. But as long as you get as long as you keep golf interesting, I want young kids to be able to watch golf like they watch basketball or football. Yeah. That's what I want. I don't like the tournaments like this will probably be. No offense to the Vedanta coverage team. But I don't like the tournaments where it's
probably going to be...
That was a great shot. It's amazing. He just hit it 2 feet. He just stuck it 2 feet from the pin. That's awesome. He really has done well today. He's really done really
that's the one thing golf needs, better color commentary.
Oh, dude, it's so bad, man. I just want to...
much better color commentary.
I just want to put one in my head. Just want to put one in my head. So, anyway... So if you like this podcast, we're about to run out of battery here. If you like this podcast, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We really enjoy the commentary from you guys. And also invite your buddies. Invite your buddies to play in the DraftKings. We really want this to be kind of a golf community where you guys can watch golf. It really helps us stay with the game, which is one of the main reasons we added it to the podcast. So, feel free to join in. It's only $5 to join any of the entries. We'll probably do a free one. I mean, in the future, do one just for fun. Maybe get your kids involved in that one, right? So they're not gambling.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. Please join in. Check out ZaneSmithGolf.com. Zach, do you have any shout outs that you'd like to do?
Nope.
No. All right. So Zach is done with the shout outs. So always check out everything that we're doing on Zane Smith Golf. If you go onto the website, please sign up for our email list. We're going to start using that a lot for getting this kind of stuff out with the videos and with the DraftKings and everything, and with the new products, because I'm really looking for trying to get some kind of ambassador program to get people more products, more ZS Golf products, so that they can push forward the brand.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you guys. Cheers. And I hope you guys have a great day. Great evening.
See ya.
See ya.